Hello and welcome everyone, this is Blackadder at Blackadder's Place and I'm going to be here with another Nations Cup match today, as I got to actually catch one of them more, and it's going to be an interesting one between Belgium B and France A, and apparently they are going to be playing a 2v2. I have already noticed they were having some connection problems in there, so yeah, we're gonna see how well actually it's gonna go in 2v2. It's kinda highly unusual for the Nations Cup, to be honest, and this is actually already the second game that we are right now watching, and I'm going to be streaming the first game after actually the match finishes, so after the game this number 2, then 3 and 4, as all 4 games are actually played in this Silver League and as well in the Gold League. But yeah, let's just right now focus on this game that we are going to be seeing in here as a 2v2. So it's going to be Eddie with BZH that are going to be playing on a arena, which should be basically the home map of Belgium. Not exactly sure, but they would be picking a map that is so strongly in favor of the French, but maybe they have just basically decided to switch the order around. That could definitely be, and it's going to be home map in the end of the French. This is definitely something that I would be really expecting, but yeah, we'll see pretty soon. In the meantime, of course, the civilizations are going to be Huns and Aztecs for Belgium, whereas the same standard build-up is going to be up for French, Aztecs and Mayans. And you would probably be expecting that Eddie will be going for the standard Mon Crash, as is usual for, of course, everybody on Arena when they are playing Aztecs, and especially in 2v2, it should be pretty powerful for him and, of course, for his team overall. So this is the first round of the Silver League for the Nations Cup. So basically French are, I think they should be one of the favorites, even though one of the favorites, we are having plenty of unexpected teams in the Silver League, like for example Germany A. Probably nobody expected that that's going to be happening. And there are also some others, like for example, I think Russia A as well. I'm right now not entirely sure if they aren't actually playing in the main one. Yeah, I think so. That they have actually lost against Frantics in the last round. Definitely hope that I'm not really speaking out of line in here, as we are watching right now, for example, Grey Little Yo. Already moving quite interestingly for the woodline in the very corner. And, well, he kinda has to, because his other woodlines are kinda sucky. You can see that the only one that he could be possibly going to would be on the right side, which is something that he doesn't want to do. Even though it will be towards the pocket, he would be potentially getting out of the walls, and that's usually not a great idea. And same is true right now for the bottom, so he's basically picking up this point. But yeah, maybe you could have just deleted the wall on the left and gone with lumber camp about this position. Might have been better, but in the long run it's probably not going to matter all that much. In the meantime, quite curiously, Genghis Sam is actually going. Yeah, we're playing normal arena, yeah? He's going also kind of interestingly for the wood line, right into the back. So it's almost looking like they actually want to cut into some kind of safety in the forest and then hide there until the rest of the game or whatnot. But yeah, well, that's apparently going to be some kind of idea. And since they are so close together, I wouldn't be really surprised by the fact if they just build a wall about here, or maybe just use these trees to even preserve the gates. And then it's going to be one big happy family arena for them. Same gonna be probably said about the opponents. I would be fully expecting that the French are going to be fully on offensive mind. You can already see BZH going for the second bar that he's luring inside the base. The gold, the stone, nicely positioned for him. And he's having even, oh wow, that's a spawn. That's one hell of a spawn. 2 extra gold mines behind his base. So yep, he doesn't need to worry about anything at all. Deer inside the base as well, so really pretty great for him. Otherwise, we are looking at Eddie as one of the last players in the game in here. I haven't really checked Genghis Sam all that much, but yeah, he's already elite the wall so that he can better lure all the deer inside his base, so that he doesn't have to build mill other than the one that he has already built. And yep, VZH right now unhappy about the deer. Yeah, what is actually all that unhappy about? Not exactly sure. But yeah, definitely will have to lure them in if he wants to be continuing with this game. But of course he does have the sheep, so not really that much of a problem for him in the long run. Already double lumber camp, kinda interesting. Usually you see just one. For example, yeah, right now looking at BZH, he's already having 2 as well. Okay, so they are going for full on same strategy basically, both of them. So they are quite probably going to be already having a plan in mind, and that's going to be quite interesting to see the execution. Eddie, for advancing through village as the very first one, he's going to be advancing with 24 villages. Well, Genghis Khan is maybe going to be advancing at about the same time. He's the Aztec as well, but he's just waiting for the 24th. Little we are going after Eddie, and we are going to be waiting for the rest as well. As yeah, there was, of course, a bit of fun to be had with the palisade apparently, but looking around the base, I haven't really finished that. It's going to be extra stone, extra gold, basically available for Eddie, as it's going to be fairly easy for them to wall, and they even have a double relics right for them. And the other relics are going to be one on each side between the opponents, and then one extra that is going to be basically in the power of Belgium B. Okay, getting a bit of gold in there. Few villages coming in. Genghis Khan is going to be last on 26 villages, BZH advancing at 27. So yeah, we can see that Genghis Khan did opt for a bit different strategy than Eddie. But yeah, we'll see if it's going to be a better option or not. Still, pretty decent hunt in here, so that he doesn't have idle villages, he's just basically continuing and switching into the wood line in here. Going to be having market and blacksmith, so of course they are going to be advancing into next age pretty soon. And are we seeing something interesting in the front? Not much, just a bit of scouting, and we are having a bit of a pause. Yep, was kind of hoping there isn't going to be any kind of drop, because they did have the connection issues, which is of course the reason why they are overall playing that 2v2 and not a 3v3, because they do have the players, but unfortunately it just apparently wasn't possible to play some respectable games between themselves. So that was probably one of the last ones. Yep, that was the half of them gone, but he still does have something extra that he could be still luring in, and he's definitely going to be continuing his work on that. Otherwise, yeah, we are just going to be waiting for the wall to be finished in here in some reasonable time. I'm going to be waiting for the castle ages, of course. A bit of idles right now for Eddie. Definitely not ideal, but yeah, not exactly sure what his plan is right now going to be. He's going to be sending them to build something extra. And something extra is going to be what? Not really sure. But we'll probably see soon enough, because castle ages coming in, and I wouldn't be surprised if at least a few of those that are right now coming for the gold would be continuing right outside the opponent's gates, and would be hoping to surprise their opponents with better monk rush, which is definitely going to be the gameplay and game plan between those two players, between those two Aztecs, and it's going to be up to better execution between them. Castle Age for BZH also for Little Yo. So yeah, already we could be basically seeing that there's going to be a pretty significant advantage for Eddie, and even though Genghis Khan is having 200, almost like 150 more points than Eddie, the fast advance and the experience of the French player should definitely be coming through, and the execution should be a whole lot better. Yeah, the difference in the score is because of the stronger economy for Genghis Khan. So there's going to be something to overcome for Eddie, of course, as he's just now going to be looking at the Genghis Khan advancing it through Castle Age as well. Gold mining for Eddie, double bit X for BZH, but it's so far pretty much it. And yep, they're just right now going to be communicating between themselves that they that Genghis Khan is going to be against an Eddie. Yeah. So he's building his base at the back with palisade wall in there. Kind of interesting choice. But of course we are on the NC match, or rather NC patch and mod, which means that the gates and walls are of course more expensive, and that's not something that you want to really waste your resources on all that much. So double monastery for Eddie. We are going to be waiting, of course, for blue to do the same. And I was looking, for example, for the players on the left. Well, apparently, Little Leo is going to be going for siege workshop and some archery ranges. So as a Han, he's going to be hoping that cavalry archers are going to be the unit of choice, which definitely could be happening, because of course that will mean that he might be countering the monks quite alright. But same could be expected, of course, from BZH, who is going to be dropping a castle somewhere close, right next to the gold mine, and he's going to be trying to counter the monks as well, but through the pluntaches. So let's see who's going to be better. Maneuvering capabilities should be better, of course, for the Han, but otherwise the efficiency and whatnot, that's definitely gonna be going for the Mayan. So first monks getting up, as we are looking at 3 already. 3 monasteries, 1 siege workshop coming up, plugged hole, and that's going to be first monastery, and we're going to be waiting for a bit more from him. So there is a bit of a kerfuffle between, of course, the Eagle Warrior and the Scout. That is just now. As he was trying to get away, at the last moment, he was basically stolen from the opponent. And yep, that is absolutely horrible for Little Yo, because Scout is the one who is resistant to conversions. But right now, yeah, that's not going to be coming into play. And it's going to be even extra army against, of course, the monks of Genghis Khan. So yeah, that is definitely not a great play from him. Okay, there's going to be those two relics picked up. Not really sure what the third one is doing in here, but he could be definitely coming for example, this relic. But he has to be careful because, of course, those cavalry archer guys are already coming in and will be interested in killing them, some of the monks. How's this coming up? Of course, Mangonel coming from Eddie, and he's going to be dropping a town center, right? Yes, right next to the gold mine. And the army is definitely coming up, and a whole lot slower for Genghis Khan, because he's having just 2 monasteries. He's going to be dropping siege workshop as well, and we will be expecting the first altercation pretty soon, because of course the Mangonel is already up. So atonement for Genghis Khan is coming up. Yeah, I will have to check out, because I really don't remember what everything does. Atonement is going to be for convert enemy monks. Of course, that's going to be quite useful for Genghis Khan, and that's something that, of course, Eddie should be thinking about a whole lot more. Because if he doesn't, then apparently he doesn't need to worry, or rather Blue doesn't need to worry about the fact that he's going to be having a fewer of those in numbers, because of course he's going to be stealing them from the opponent quite fine. But still, the numbers are getting pretty scary, especially with the extra reinforcement of the extra scout cavalry in there. And well, in the meantime, of course, right now Little Yo is going to be trying to break through the walls into BZH base, but yeah, he's already preparing for that extra TC. Extra wall in his own siege workshop, and he does have the castle for the Pluntaches, so it should be reasonably okay in there. So, first battles are going to be happening in here, as there is a bit of conversion. Actually, scratch that. That's a lot of conversion. Exactly FML. He just lost like half of this raiding party. He lost 3 cavalry archers in there, and this is absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Redemption coming for Eddie. That's going to be for what? That's going to be more hit points. Conversion of enemy buildings, of course. So that he can potentially steal some siege workshop and whatnot. But right now, Scout Cavalry guy is actually Eddie not paying attention. Yes, he definitely isn't. And he did kill at least one of those, so that was worth it. But then he probably should have just killed him, because right now he's going to be coming all the way back. And he's probably going to be attempting to kill the Mangonel. Oh, that's a good hit. Oh, Eddie, come on. Helping his opponent quite significantly. And yep, even though these Eagle Warriors should be working, because apparently the conversions have been basically wasted, it seems like that this is going to be working alright. Goodbye. And yep, in the end the micro did prevail, and Eddie did win, even through the unfortunate moments, and it's in there. But of course BZH will have to be quite careful, because the army from Little Yo is getting stronger by the minute. And this is actually right now getting quite scary. And how many actually does he have, BZH? Hidden in there. Oh, yeah, quite a lot. But he definitely needs a bit more Mangonels, which he isn't building. And he isn't really properly walled. There is definitely going to be a way through around the castle. It should be under heavy fire, but still, if he can get onto the gold mine and onto the stone from the back, yeah, well, the damage definitely could be done. In the meantime, though, Eddie is already through, and this is going to be very hard right now for Genghis Khan to come back from. Because obviously, he right now will have to build inside the monastery, but at the same time, his opponent is already going to be able to steal the units. So, or rather steal the building, so he can be basically just now converting, which he exactly is. The market and the blacksmith, so he could be also converting the monasteries, basically with the monks in them. And even though you don't convert the monks, you cannot eject them, I think. After that, they're just going to be stuck there. So yeah, right now Genghis Khan just 1911. As well, he's absolutely toast. He's absolutely totally toast, losing the buildings in there. And this is just going to be Eddie owning him in full. So, well, you're probably going to be seeing a bit of an effort at the bottom between BZH and Little Yo, where Little Yo will be attempting to kill his opponent in there. But look at how BZH is actually taking this slowly. And he does have the advantage of his ally actually winning quite significantly in there. He basically can do what he wants, and even if he loses, there's a pretty good chance that Eddie will be pulling him out of the tough situation quite alright. So, of course, some Mangonels coming up, but they are going to be absolutely wasted. Good shot from the one at the top. And well, is there going to be another shot on this one, or is he gonna get killed? Ah, he's gonna get killed, yeah. Unfortunate. But of course, this at least allows the plumed archers to get up in numbers. And since there can be some kind of extra shooting from the TC, which is exactly happening, definitely could be a bit more deadlier. And potentially even from the castle, which is just now shooting there. Yeah, the losses are there. And it seems like that BZH will be able to defend just fine. In the meantime, of course, we're going to be switching into Genghis base, and well, you can see just confirmation that Eddie is the new master of the arena map. On the right side of all of it, he's going to be killing even the extra reinforcements as far as monasteries goes, and these monks are not going to be useful at all. So yep, even though he does have still villages in there, there's probably not much of a point why he should be retreating from there, because of course in a 2v2, once you are dead, it's not like you are having all that high chances of actually coming back, as opposed to, for example, 3v3, where the two other players can still allow you to come back. Yeah, stealing buildings, stealing even houses, so that he doesn't have to build them, and even some extra friendly fire doesn't really matter at all right now to Eddie, as it's going to be all about the battle at the bottom, where Little is at least trying to beat BZH, but so far not having all that much of luck with that. So, guys coming in, they are having +2/+2, so they are at least having some upgrades in there. Eddie going for a wheelbarrow, and right now he can probably do whatever he wants. Some extra mangonels being created for BZH, and let's see if he can actually beat his opponent. Looking at the economies, for example, the Mayan is having 79 villages, Little is at 54, so you can kinda guess how this is going to go, especially with the better efficiency of the puntaches overall, but they are kinda half dead. And this is going to be down to some good shots from a mangonel, if he can actually keep it alive, because he's apparently having significant problems with that. And yeah, he's just going to be waiting for some extra archery range, so that he can potentially produce faster. But I kind of think that he would do a good job of actually trying to put up some extra skirmishers to basically help against the archers. That could be some good tank in front of those, because of course they are having slightly low range, if I remember correctly. That could be some kind of idea, but yeah, this is going to be pretty tough. Attempt at castle, probably gonna get some good mangonel shots, let's see. Oh yes. Wow, that almost looked like he's gonna get some friendly fire in there. But yeah, those mangonels are absolutely killing it. As unfortunately, yeah, a rape is definitely that, and GG is going to be following after that, because this is total annihilation right there. And both of these players, both Eddie and BZH, have been able to deal with their opponents quite fine. Okay, so that was the second game. Going for the French, and they are going to be leading 2-0 as they were just advancing into Imperial Age. Let's check into the achievements. We are going to be seeing, well, Eddie winning the score, BZH not really far behind, and that's of course kind of expected in them. Otherwise, Eddie just did what you would be expecting as the expert on Arena. If it wasn't for the hiccup at the start, he basically just killed his own mangonel through his own shot. That was really kind of unfortunate. He did slow him down a bit, but not really enough for Genghis to be able to do anything significant against him. Well, the experience prevailed in there. Quite strong echo from BZH, but that's to be expected from a Mayan. Okay then, GG. GG, we are going to...